The lowest jobless claims number since 1969 just landed this week. Everyone cheered. Almost no one stopped to ask whether the number is telling us the truth. That question matters more than the headline, and I'll show you why. I am Ron Siegel, Certified Liability Advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. This is your weekend update for the week of July 24th, 2026. Let us start with the big picture. Oil ran the show this week. Prices pushed close to $100 a barrel before settling back near 92. When oil climbs, worries about inflation climb with it. And when those worries climb, the odds go up that the Federal Reserve tightens again in September. That is the chain reaction that pushed mortgage rates to their highest level in more than a year. Here's one thing to keep in mind as we record. The market is still open, so this is a live number, not a closing number. The 10-year Treasury is sitting at 4.67% right now. Last week, it was 4.55%. So rates have been under real pressure, and the 10-year is higher than it was a week ago. So what does this mean for your clients' mortgage options? Here are this week's national average rates. The 30-year conventional, 6.85%. The 30-year jumbo is 6.92%. The 30-year FHA is 6.40%. And the 30-year VA is 6.42%. These are national averages from Mortgage News Daily, not an offer to lend. Now, here's a bright spot most people missed. The new home sales beat expectations. Signed contracts on new homes in June rose 1.6%. And once you factor in a big upward revision to the month before, that is really more like an 8.3% jump. People do not wake up one morning and sign a contract on a house. There is a thought process behind that decision. So this tells us there is real strength and real resilience out there, even with higher rates. One quick note, the middle price of a new home fell 3.3%, but that is not because homes lost value. It is because more lower priced homes sold, which pulls the middle number down. Let us go back to that jobless claims number. Claims fell to 187,000, the lowest since 1969. On the surface, that looks red hot. But there is a story under the story. States are cracking down hard on fraud in the claims system, and denial rates have stayed high for years. When more claims get delayed or denied, the reported number looks lower than the real picture. At the same time, a few large consumer companies are reporting softer sales. So the labor market may not be quite as strong as one shiny number suggests. This is exactly the kind of thing a good advisor helps a client see clearly. Here's your rate outlook in plain terms. Expect the 10-year Treasury to stay boxed in roughly between 4.2% and 4.8% for now. If oil stays high, the pressure on rates stays with it, and September tightening stays on the table. If global tensions cool off, bonds could improve and rates could ease. If those tensions get worse, expect some wild swings. So brace for a bumpy few weeks, and remember, strategy beats rate always. Now, let me highlight something happening in workplaces everywhere. Employers, and especially hospitals, are moving their people from W-2 to 1099. Same job, same paycheck, same person, and suddenly the bank says, wait 2 years before we'll give you a mortgage. That does not sit right, and it does not have to be that way. We have a selection of loan programs built for the borrower whose tax returns do not show the whole picture of their ability to borrow and repay. If you have a client caught in that W-2 to 1099 trap, I break down the loan that says, you don't have to wait. It's available right now. Send them to rsrlinks.com/W2-1099. That's rsrlinks.com/W2-1099 for the details. This week, we're also featuring a set of articles and tools that your clients will actually want to read. Here they are. Number 1, 7 credit words trip up almost everyone. Here's what they really mean. Number 2, the loan that never asks your tax returns. Here's the math that gets investors approved. Number 3, your car payment could be costing you a house. We show the math. Number 4, foreclosures are down 83% from 2008. The crash you're waiting for is not coming. And finally, number 5, your employer switched you to 1099. The bank said, wait 2 years. Here's how to buy. There are more of these on the dashboard than I just listed. You'll find all of them along with the W-2 to 1099 loan details on the right side of your dashboard or below the video, depending on the device you're using. I want to put one more tool in your hands this week. It's called the Debt Done Date. Your client enters all their debts in one place, their mortgage, their auto loans, their student loans, their credit cards, their unsecured debts. Then we show them several smart ways to pay all of it off and the date they can be free of it. It's a simple way to turn a pile of payments into a clear plan. Share it with your client at rsrlinks.com/DDD. That's rsrlinks.com/DDD. Next week is a heavy one, so here is what to watch on the economic calendar. On Monday, we get durable goods orders. On Tuesday, we get home price data and consumer confidence. Wednesday's the big one with the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision and the press conference that follows. On Thursday, we get the first read on second quarter GDP, along with the PCE, Personal Consumption Expenditures Report, which is the Fed's favorite inflation gauge. And on Friday, we close the week with consumer sentiment. Any one of these can move rates, so keep an eye out. That's your weekend update. We'll appreciate you listening, and we'll speak to you again next week.